Hi everybody, so today I'm going to teach you how to use food names and incorporate it into learning musical notation. And we're going to start off with a whole note. A whole note is notated as this, a giant circle in the middle of the staff, as you can see. And it's held over for usually the whole entire measure. So a good example with a food name would be cheese. So cheese. And that is a whole note. Our next note that we're going to learn is a half note. A half note equals two half notes equal one whole note. As you can see, there are two half notes in one measure. A half note looks like this. Basically looks like a whole note with a little stem added on. A good way to remember a half note with food names is pudding. Pudding. And that is how you remember a half note. If we divide each half note in half, we would get 2 quarter notes per half note. There are 4 quarter notes in a measure, as you can see here. The quarter note is a black dot with a stem right on top, as you can see right there. A good way to remember a quarter note is Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts, Pop-Tarts. And that is a quarter note. Now, if we take each quarter note and split it into 2, we will get eighth notes. There are 8 eighth notes in one measure of music. As you can see here, there are 8 in the measure. And eighth notes are notated almost exactly like a quarter note, but there is a flag on the stem, as you can see here in the little picture I drew. The stem notates that, or the flag notates that an eighth note is only half the value of a quarter note. A good way to remember eighth notes are enchiladas. So if you'll count with me, 1, 2, ready, and enchiladas, enchiladas. So I'm hoping you guys see a pattern here when we divide up each note value that I've taught so far. So basically, if you divide 1 eighth note in half, you would get 2 16th notes. 4 16th notes equal 1 quarter note. And 16 16th notes equal 1 whole note. So as you can see, I have 16 16th notes in one measure of music, and you can see that a 16th note is notated almost exactly like an eighth note. However, it has an extra flag, as you can see here, very poorly drawn, sorry about that. But as you can see, it indicates that it is only half the value of an eighth note. A good way to remember a 16th note is chimichanga. Chimichanga, 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 chimichanga. And those are 16th notes. Now, using all of these note values, you can make up entirely new rhythms using just food names. For example, pancakes maple syrup. That is 2 eighth notes and 4 16th notes. Pancakes maple syrup, pancakes maple syrup. Others could possibly, you could use carrots, carrot sticks and dip, carrot sticks and dip, and so on. So as you can see, there are a lot of other foods that you could use just by counting the syllables and incorporating them into music.